New York City. You are now rapping with 50 Cent.
Alright, this is the ThePodCast, episode number 6. It's Zay.
See, bro. It's your man, Big Stone.
Overrated.
It's supposed to be.
The order?
Huh?
The order?
It's supposed to start with me, bro. That's all it is.
Alright, man, go ahead. Start over.
This is the ThePodCast, episode 6. It's your man, Big Stone.
And we not cutting that just so I can see you, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, hell no.
And then we
Why you got a privilege?
You said what? It's not lights. We gotta ask you, am I lights on brown skin?
Can we just finish the introduction, bro?
I think I'm saying borderline.
I'm borderline.
Borderline.
It's not a borderline, I'm brown.
He get
Light
We
skin.
can talk about it later. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm light skinned.
exactly.
Hey, what's your name, bro?
So we got a special guest. It's Edith Cruz.
That's right.
So you can introduce yourself, what you do, all that.
Okay, I guess I'll start from the beginning. So I'm Edith. Graduated from UMKC when I graduated, May 2017. So I did the whole dancing thing. I'm originally from New York, and then we moved here to Kansas City. But just been on.
When did y'all make that move?
When I know, that's what people always say. Like, how the hell did you end up in Kansas City? Like, I can tell you right now, I can tell you right now, till this day, I'm 22 years old, I cannot tell you how we got to Kansas City. It was like, my mom my aunt, she visited, Independence, 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, you know what, I think this would be a great place to raise our kids. And so we literally my mom was like, okay, I'm with it. And then we just packed our bags and then my mom got married, planned her wedding, got married all in 3 weeks, and then we just said, fuck it, we went. And it's been a blessing though, just great opportunities, great life, great people. And then I got into the dancing. Fast forward to, college, I did high school dancing, college dance team. Now I work at J. Dunn. I do nice little 9 to 5. I do marketing communications work. But after 4 or 5 o'clock is just straight dance. So I pretty much, I teach at one different studio. I grew up dancing there, and now I teach there. So it's been a blessing. It's in Melrose. It's in Liberty. So it's called Melrose School of Dance. Okay. So I just basically grew up there. Now I teach there. Then I got offered to teach at this studio. It's called Dance at Flow in the Crossroads, and I was able to build this heels. And that's the videos that I put on Instagram is my heels class, and it's basically transformed into. First, I wanted to do just teach a dance class, right? But then it slowly became into an empowerment class, because I've noticed with any age that I be teaching, whether it's 12 years old or 30 or 50, I've taught ages 8 to 55, but all of them have one thing in common, is that they don't have confidence in themselves. They don't have faith in themselves. Yeah. So it's just kind of been reinforcing this sexiness that these women already have. And men be strong up in there too all the time. And with the heels, okay? They be going in for real. And it's been a blessing. I used to have 2 or 3 people who showed up, and then sometimes I would have to cancel classes because nobody would show up to my classes.
That's what I was gonna start with. I know. Yeah. I seen. We were both into UMKC around the same time.
Yes.
So I seen you dancing. And then next thing you know, you graduated, and you kind of got into your own little routine where you was posting videos and you doing stuff like that. So I had a transition because I know you used to post videos of just yourself, and then out of nowhere,
and then it just out of nowhere,
having classes and stuff.
Yes. You and everybody else are when did this happen? And people always ask me, they're like, oh my God, Edith, I see you killing the game, and what are you doing? You put all these videos, you're so fired. And I'm like, that's great, thank you so much, I appreciate you. But only thing I did was I realized that I love what I do during the day, but my passion is teaching and dancing and spreading love and positivity. So I literally just document what I do and I post it, and I don't let another day go by where I'm not working. You know what I'm saying? People always say oh my God, you're really out here making strides, but I'm really just the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities you get, and the more you can inspire people. I don't have to show my journey or my process, but I choose to, and that's subconsciously inspiring other people and pushing them to do that too.
Yeah,
and it's more money making moves for me too. Like,
but I feel like people gotta do that for the positive side, because like people get so caught up in trying to get what's negative out there. Like, you got shade room and all these other stuff.
It is literally.
Nobody really shows the positive like gains to, or people like they kind of shame people for showing what like they grind, like posting like their accomplishments.
I love hate that. Like, I understand. I think you have to hustle in silence, like I really do. But I think there's also beauty in just sharing with the world like what you're working on, because I've had so many instances where I'm sharing stuff on social media, like a dance video or doing private lessons, and because of that, like I get more private lessons and more choreography opportunities, and it's crazy. But you just gotta play the game. I think like you just gotta keep consistent and keep spreading positivity, because that's always gonna come back to you. You know.
Like going back to when you were saying, like you have to cancel classes, you didn't get so clients. Like how did you get through that?
So
like instead of just getting down,
right.
I'm not getting this attention and this ain't coming my way. But you gotta persevere. You gotta keep going.
Yes.
You gotta be consistent.
I think that's $1 million question, because that's the point where, like, okay, I always say to my students or to everybody, like, you don't have to be the best to be the best, right? Like, you literally don't have to be the most talented. You just have to want it more. Like, exactly. Right, you just gotta work ethic. Like, people always say, like, you work 40 hours, but then what do? I work another 40 hours because, I'm trying to make money and do my shit. But I always thought that, okay, I can't get people to come to my classes. I literally had to cancel classes, and that was low-key depressing. But you always got to think long term, and you can't think of the end goal like, oh, I want to get to 30 average people. You got to fall in love with the process, because when you fall in love with the process, you literally you learn, and you learn from those experiences, and you meet those people along the way who are going to shape you to be even better.
So
and it's
as far as like a mindset. So like, let's say you cancel the class and nobody showed up, I guess, or like maybe you had 3 people show up or whatever. But it's like, did you have a mindset like, all right, I'm gonna go hard for these 3 people?
Hell yeah!
Then when you get the 4th, then it's cool. The 5th, then it's cool, because like they're gonna tell other people. So
exactly, you have to, like, even though I obviously was not feeling it, like I have to literally teach this class like it's 1,000 people in the room, but no, there's only 3.
But your energy gotta be there.
Yes, but our energy has to be in there like it's 1,000 people, because guess what? The weeks and weeks, if I keep it up, there's gonna be at least 20 or 25.
3 people gonna tell the people, and then jump to 9 or whatever.
Yeah, because if you go in there and just downplaying what they're supposed to be learning, they're gonna be like, she's not doing
because people feed off each other's energy, and it's crazy because you could have a class with 3 people and it could be bomb, right? Or like I've had classes with 20 people and no energy, and I'm the only one screaming. But you have to like, I'm literally like, yes, pop it, whatever. Like, I'm the only one screaming, but even though they don't feel that energy, like I can feel it just because I've had so many classes. Like I feel what is good energy, what is bad energy. But if I keep spreading that good energy, eventually I'll set the tone for my classes. Because for a long time, people didn't come because I let them control the class. Like, no, it's my class. I'm controlling it. I set the tone. Like, if I want to do a pop split butt thingy, I'm going to do a pop split butt thingy. Like, I don't care if you can do it. I'm about to shoot. That's why we in class, right? I'm not exactly like I'm not going to do no roll whatever. I want to challenge you, but I want you to have fun, and I also want you to know and believe that you're sexy. You know. So it's a come and go, but it's also been trial and error. But
and it's probably empowerment to the people in the class. It's like it's coming from a female perspective who got her own grind going. They got her own class. It's not just like stop. You don't gotta say all that.
How do you keep that same passion? Like, say for instance, you going through it today, such and such happened over there, but then you come to class and you gotta go ahead and you gotta just be a whole different person. Yeah. Put that mask on and then just
it's definitely tough, and I think that we all go through that. Like when you go into work, you gotta put that mask on. Some of us are not the best. Yeah. Some of us, take that mask off and we let it, and we literally let everybody know. And I think that's super unhealthy. And if you are like that, and I think when people are depressed, they always seek, like it's like misery loves company. They always they want to bring that negative energy because they want to fill that void. But you're never really gonna fill that void because self-love is the best love. If you don't love yourself, then what the fuck is you doing? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Put it on the shirt.
That's why Right. So like, you know, when I have an hour, you know, yeah, like I was in a bad mood that morning, but I guarantee 95% of this class isn't. So let me come through for them. 10% of that people who aren't in a bad mood like me, like they're going through too. So let's put it aside for a second and let's be grateful for what the fuck.
Man, that's your passion, so it probably make you happy anyway.
Yeah, it does. It's like I feel like damn, like I be going sometimes like
I can't get over that. You said F.Y.D. What you doing?
Listen,
that's a movement. Real.
I be going to my class like in tears, and I'm like, you know what? Suck it up, you got this. And then like I leave, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I have in my mind. Like that, like shit. I got to deal with the real work, but it's cool, you know. Like for me. To answer your question, because I know I'll be going off on tangents, like, I love making people feel good, and if I have to set my stuff aside just to make somebody else feel good, then I will, you know?
Okay, unselfishness, respect that. Kids be unselfish, be consistent.
It's crazy.
And dance.
Yeah, you gotta be consistent. I think, like, even, like, dance or not, like, if you took dance out of the picture, I think whatever you want to do in life, you gotta believe in it, you gotta believe in what you're doing, and it's hard when you're in a city like ours with a lot of people who don't believe in you and a lot of people who want to see you fail. And are you going to listen to them? No, you can't. Like, because most of the time, like I was saying this earlier, you know, offline, when we were talking, that when you do something new and you seek advice from people who aren't even capable of giving you advice. People be asking advice to people that aren't even capable of giving it to them. So that's mistake number one. But if you listen to that advice, that person, like let's say like I ask you what my next move should be and you don't want to see me win. So you're always gonna say something like, oh, like Edith, like you're gonna burn yourself out with dance, like, oh man, like you really like you should take a break. Like you've had 6 consistent classes with nobody showing up. Like I think it's time to put it down. But I can listen to you, but at the end of the day, like I don't want to because I know where my end goal is. And I think go ahead. Like I think it all comes down to insecurities when, you know, people are always going to think about what other people are thinking. Yeah. And it's just like
it puts a heart to a lot of things when people are insecure.
Yeah.
I don't know, like that it really messes with your mental.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like it just comes from a place of like it could be from your childhood. Like if you would always had the mindset like you couldn't do this, or you would like even social media make it like that. Because you look at people on social media and you see what they're doing right now, but don't nobody ever want to share their process. Like you say, you share the process. Right. So like they whole mindset is if I ain't right there right now, now your mental is like, oh shit, like I'm not doing nothing right now, or I can't be this, or like I'm not making the right moves, and that's what's not.
That right there is
like
right. That right there is exactly like that right there. What you just said is why everybody who like entrepreneur or wants to start a passion or do something on their own. That's why they lose. Because their ego is so big and they think of so much about what other people think that they're not willing to take 3 steps back just to take those 15 steps forward. Like you don't know what your success is gonna, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what the fuck your success is gonna look like. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But as long as you're working towards something that you know you're gonna be great at, you gotta keep faith alive because people out here just they give up too easy.
What the fuck is they doing?
The fuck is they doing? Like that's why I'm glad you guys are doing this podcast and you're taking your critiques and you're learning from the next one because like 5 episodes later it's already gonna be a hit. 10 episodes later, like even if you don't think it is, like you're still making strides, you're still making progress. That's the only thing that matters.
Like we always say, it's never gonna get the gratification. You just gotta keep grinding.
You just gotta keep grinding.
We had conversations just between each other. Like I even told. That's why we had that conversation on the podcast about like get into it with somebody that you cool with, and then how you react or like how you go about that. Because like we just had like a back and forth when when the times got kind of like rough. We was always thinking about almost quitting the podcast. Yeah. Me and him was going back and forth through text. It was like kind of like tension almost. Yeah. But then it's like the next, like right after the conversation, I mean it's tension. Like we just going back and forth.
And you go ahead.
No, energy is everything. Energy is everything, and they can really fuck with you.
But then you gotta think about what the goal in mind is. So it's like I'm about to fall out with somebody I've been cool with over business, but at the same time, it's like you want to if both of us want to make sure it's striving for perfection. Obviously, we're gonna have a battle of what we think is gonna make it better. As long as you ain't got someone around you who's like not motivated.
Right.
Forward.
That's right. Like.
Yeah. I mean, right after the conversation, I asked him, was he trying to hoop?
You just gotta.
Okay.
You gotta know each other's personality.
Yeah.
It's
you
like,
gotta understand each other.
Yeah, it's like I can have a heated debate with the bro, and it ain't gonna be no grudge for no 2 or 3 days or nothing. It's like we talking about business and leave it at that.
Exactly.
You gotta be able to debate with somebody else. If we thought everything was perfect, then
right.
But
exactly. You're learning together. You're growing together. Obviously, you have ideas. And then, you know, it's just a part of how you're going to execute it. And you guys want to execute it the same way, you know, all these things. But it's all a process. And y'all are out here killing the game. And
trying. Yeah, don't say that.
No, trying. But listen, I hear people always say, like, oh, you're out here killing, And I'm like, I'm trying. And I know, I always tell people that, like, you're really out here doing your thing. And then people always say, like, they're trying. And I'm like, no, like, you out here doing. At least you out here doing.
Like,
exactly. Like, there's people out here in life who go their entire life doing the same thing. Yeah. And they, like, always being afraid.
To do what they think they could possibly do. But it's always a possibility and never turn into action.
Yep. And there's other people who, like, they're afraid. And there's other people who are so busy with their lives that they never sit down and really figure out what the fuck they want to do with their lives.
Busy is like, quote unquote,
busy.
It's like busy is so subjective.
I hate when people say busy. Shit. I hate when people tell me they're busy. You don't see shit. You make time for what you want for it.
Some people out here living like, I ain't gonna say perfect life, but like us, we can work 8 hours. We can work for 8 hours and we can go do what we want to do. But it's busy is like a single mother taking care of 3 kids working 16-hour days.
Right.
That's busy.
That's busy. When
you talking about I work 8 or 9 hours a day and then you just go home and going to sleep. You busy. You got 16 hours.
Exactly. Don't let me with you gonna wake up at 11. You gonna start with Netflix. You gonna have a little cereal. You roll out the house at 1 p.m. and then you say, nah, man, I was busy. No, fuck you mean you was busy till 1 p.m. You could have woken up at 7, dog. Your whole day done. You telling me that you busy? Oh, I hate when people hit me with the busy.
9 to 5, and you can wake up at 6.
No, exactly.
Get home and go to bed.
Exactly. It all comes down to like, listen, if you're not complaining, then this is cool. It's fine. Yeah. But if you're complaining to me about how you want to do something or you don't have time, and then I see you, and then I tell you like, okay, then tell me what you're doing from 6 a.m. to midnight. Tell me, and then they have 8 hours that they're jacking off here or whatever, like on their computer, they're scrolling. I'm sorry, I didn't say it, but I say it. You're grown. You scrolling 3-4 hours on Instagram, and then. I didn't even say it. I just begin to support them about the shit. No, like people really out here being fake busy. I fucking hate that shit.
But no, like. What was that? Charlamagne, he said he get up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
and he going to do interviews, write stuff for his book. He's doing 14-hour days.
That's right.
He said, hey, I got to get to where I'm trying to get.
Exactly.
It's like keep it G, like when you get home or whatever. Like keep it G when you get home, they be like, bro, I'm just tired of being at work. You're gonna be up to 1. You're gonna be up to like 8 or 9, 10.
It all comes down to 2 in the morning. Exactly. It all comes down to how bad you want it. How bad you want to do what you want to do. Do you want to milk it out for 6 years, or do you you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I understand everything has time, but if you want to give yourself a goal, like, no, the only person really stopping you from doing what the fuck you want to do is you. And that's it. And you can't, at the end of the day, you can't ever be mad at anybody but yourself. Like, a lot of people always like to blame other people for their mishaps, for their misfortunes. Yeah. Like, no.
You can't.
No, you can't. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to the roots.
Blame on something for it.
Yeah, people always blame something. And it's hard, but that's just human nature, and we all do it. I've done it.
You can blame it on somebody, and nobody cares, and it's on you.
No,
nobody really cares. Like,
oh my God, James, I'm so glad that you said it, because at the end of the day, nobody truly cares about how you feel or what you do. Nobody cares. People like to hate like they do care, but no, they just hate because they want to hate, and that's it. Like, it's trash. It's really trash.
We probably could rap about this all day.
I know.
your status.
We got some requested topics from a couple people who follow the podcast. So I know that we had our own topics that we was gonna get to, but I think that it'll probably just fall in place as we get to some of these.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Give ourselves like a couple minutes just to hit, knock out each of these so people can get their requests knocked out. But first one we got is from Kiatana from the Melanin and Medicine podcast. They just started today on the podcast. So shout out to them.
Hey, okay. Yes.
They got a topic that's called situationships. So it's like they just, I think, I just put out like, I just said, what I said is we're gonna have a female on the show, and what do y'all really want us to get into? So people who gave out, obviously they gonna give out the stuff that's like, be super controversial. So if we talking situationships, I think that it's good to have two different perspectives.
I'm so ready.
Because with dudes think of situationships and with girls think of situationships is totally different.
Yes.
Because, I mean, obviously it goes into like what type of person you is, but it, like, still, I can only speak from my own perspective, but you can always speak for your group too.
Yes. Right.
Situationships is kind of hard, but I think everybody is always in some type of situation, but you don't have to be in a situationship with that other person. So you can always be in like a struggle or a fight with yourself. Like after coming out like being hurt from a relationship, you can always have that mental fight. But you don't always have to keep the tie of that other person. Like you gotta kind of cut that tie. And situationships make it hard to move on to the next person because you carry that baggage, and you probably end up fucking up what you're doing with the next person just the last. So it's just like
situationships are hard. It's like it's either two ways. Like from a girl's perspective, I know girls tend to get in their feelings more, and girls tend to, like fall a little bit faster than and there are some instances where y'all try to fuck it up for us. And like,
break this down and then let us flow.
I don't like this group.
It's like, okay.
Don't say y'all.
No, because I said that first.
That's how it goes.
There are so many ways.
You gotta use what the other person said.
There's so many ways that situationships could go, and I'm gonna use one for an example. It's like
start with that.
It's like this, right? When you're in a situationship, like, are you okay? First, you have to be. This is how I see it. Okay, this is obviously like everybody has their own opinion, but this is how I see it. Like.
Working around, man. This is talking this argument.
She's talking to a daughter.
Let me gather my thoughts.
Okay, all
right. I think that you either have to be sure, do you want to be in a relationship, or are you trying to fuck, or do you want to keep it casual? As long as y'all are on the same page, that's cool. If both of y'all are trying to fuck, cool. If you guys want to do it in a relationship, cool. If y'all want to keep it open and fuck other people and stuff, cool. Just use your protection. Use protection. I'm not that crazy. If y'all want to throw in somebody else in the mix, that's cool. That's your problem. Okay.
All right. So what you blaming us at?
Okay. But here's the one where I don't.
Girls and boys.
Here's the one that I don't like. When y'all are talking, right? The girl, when women and men are talking, or girl, like whatever. Neutral. When you're when the guy, when the girl kind of wants to be with the guy and the guy really isn't feeling it, it's like the guy is almost playing games. He's just trying to fuck. She's getting feelings. He knows it, right? He knows it, but she's like, no, Kevin Hart did. And he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Come back. I'm not done wasting your time yet. I'm not done fucking with you yet. Let me waste your time a little bit more. So, let me fuck with you a little bit more.
So feelings can't just change along the way? How you know that?
I mean, I don't know. Situationships are hard because it's it's hard, but it's also simple. You just have to be sure what you want to do. I hate when people just try to play around and date around or whatever. Do you want to date? Do you want to get married? Do you want to do whatever? It's honestly it's really all about intention. You just got to be sure what you want from the person, and if you guys are mutual, then that's cool. If you're not mutual, then that's a situationship.
But I mean, I'm not trying to point blame on myself as being a male, but from the standpoint of me, when it comes to talk, I don't feel like no female should approach a male. I mean, not no female should approach a male. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, in my perspective, if I can't, it has to be mutual. So I can't be she can't be going super hard to talk to me.
Okay.
and like approach me and like I'm not interested in talking me into it, a guy mostly knows what he wants, and that's just nature. That has nothing to do with like a sexist type of talk. Like a guy knows what he wants by nature. When you see it, it's obviously attraction, and then you get to know him. Of course, you gotta spill out your intentions of what you want, like your pure intentions. But like, so like at the first start of it, if a girl really gotta do a lot of the work, and just knowing that a dude gotta know what he wants, that should already let you know, like, all right, this might be. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I agree 100 because I always say, you know, when people come to me with like relationship problems or like when I'm analyzing my own relationship problems, I'm like, okay, am I doing more work? Like, if he wants to text you, he gonna text you. If he, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he wants to call you, no such thing as
listen, exactly. There's no. People make time for shit they want to make time for.
That go both ways though, kind of. Cause like how we talked about this a long time ago. Like when a relationship first started, like you said, I feel like a man knows what he wants.
Yes.
So we gonna chase y'all, we gonna do all this stuff, do all the flowers, take out dinner and all that. And it's like, man, hey, I'm hitting you up. Like, I know it's mutual, but I want to see you chase me.
Yeah.
I want to see you chase me a little bit.
You don't have time to invest.
But I think exactly.
It's like,
but I think girls are always like. And for me in the past, like when I've you know, kind of helped other people get through their stuff, like they've always been scared, whether it's like previous relationships, like trust issues, et cetera, they're afraid to jump in because they've been hurt in the past before by a fuckboy, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about, you know, spending time with the person and really like, I don't believe that you should tell a person how you feel, like, right away, because I feel like that kind of messes some stuff up.
No, I think you should, because communication goes a long way. I feel sometimes women think men supposed to just know all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because I'm a girl.
I know I might have been with you for 2 or 3 years, and I'm supposed to know these signs or whatever. But I mean, at least let me know. I'm not a perfect person. So
I coming from me, because I know from experience, I've done the same thing. I've expected my man to know things that he would never know unless I would tell him, like, you gotta let him know how a person feels. Like, I feel like with relationships too, you can't ever compare your relationship to somebody else, because then that's when things go sour. You have to set the tone, like, are we gonna call each other every day? Are we gonna hang out twice a week? Are we gonna sleep over once? Like, are we gonna get each other gifts for every single holiday? Are we gonna celebrate every year anniversary? Like, you have to, like, because if one person, like, if I'm over here expecting something from my man and he's not giving it to me, then I become sad. If he's expecting something from me and I don't give it to him, you gotta communicate. You gotta communicate what you want.
If you don't communicate what you want, you're never gonna get it. Like, that's
exactly.
And then that's like that's basically it.
Alright, so next one we got insecurities and definition of cuddle season from both perspectives. So let's kind of break this up.
Okay.
So insecurities itself. Now we can put them both together, but I mean, they really don't go together.
No.
So insecurities and the definition of cuddle season. So I guess we can hit insecurities up for one part.
Yeah. All right, insecurities.
I'm curious to hear from a guy's perspective. Like, what are y'all insecure about?
I think dudes be scared to admit that they're insecure for one.
I agree 100.
But I don't know if this is good. Because for me, like, I do get insecure because you get to the point where you be like, you talking to a girl and you like consciously you would think like, because girls kind of fall in love with the personality of a guy, or like, I'm not gonna say what he has, but like, it's not so far as in the looks and stuff. So you might be insecure if like she be at work and get around someone that might have more a higher status than you or something like that, or this person might, or like you know her type from talking to her before y'all was even together.
Okay, I think
like,
that
is they get around a dude who you know.
That
is
definitely a huge insecurity
like,
that guys have. I agree 100 because I've seen it and I see it happening now and I've seen it happen in the past.
Yeah. So it's just like, or just the insecurity of like getting turned down or something like that. Like you might be trying to like get at somebody and they be like, nah. So you be thinking like, dang, what am I missing to where I can't like really catch this person's attention or like that. So you might get insecure with that in that type of realm. So it's like, I think that's the type of reason guys get insecure.
Yeah.
It's just the way, like you just like the masculinity is so frowned
upon sometimes.
Yeah. So masculinity is not frowned on.
No, I'm talking about like not front real, like overpowered.
Yeah, just stress on it a lot.
Like I don't know if this like has to relate to the insecurity. I guess to do. I think like showing our sensitive side, especially us as black men, we meant to like not meant, but like we molded to like not want to show our sensitive side of us being emotional. And that's not good when you keep all this stuff just bottled up all the time.
Yeah.
You're not expressing yourself. You know, you're supposed to be able to have like insulated convo with the bros or talk to your mama about something instead of just keeping all the stuff you got in.
No,
I think just us showing our sensitive sides, like.
Yeah, but I also think insecurities come from not fully knowing yourself, not fully knowing your worth, and that comes for men and women. I think that a lot of women struggle, like from one woman's perspective, they, you know, you can tell a woman all day she's beautiful, but if she never believes it, then, you know, she never, but.
You gotta go through the action too, like, that's both sides, like, that's another reason when men get insecure. I feel like men can get insecure in a relationship because it's sometimes it's not really like a give and take. This is just from my own perspective and experience. It's like, we spend a lot of time like trying to make sure, I mean, depending on the type of guy you are, you're trying to make sure that this girl feel so secure. It's like, we need some assurance, self-assurance too, because like tell us something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes men don't get that because it's like the whole, that's just American mentality. It's like Valentine's Day, blah, blah, blah. Like, stuff is like really kind of geared toward the proposal is like on the.
I know it's a lot that has to be on your part. It's like, it is a lot, you know, like,
it's overwhelming.
Coming through, like.
Men don't talk about it, so they don't know that they want that. So it's like, it's in masculinity, you gotta get set to the side in order for that to.
No, for sure. It is really hard. Like, I see, you know, I teach a lot of girls, and I always see that they're never fully comfortable in their own skin, and that translates into, you know, being in a relationship too. Like, if a girl is insecure with her guy, you know, it's he's gonna sense it too, and then he's gonna want to make sure she's okay, and then it's just gonna spiral into something that was never really there. Like, you just have to be comfortable in your own skin, know who you are before you even begin to start loving somebody else. Like, you have to dig in deep in yourself. You have to do some soul searching and spend like a lot of people. Like, I've seen people who jump from relationship to relationship to relationship because they are so insecure that they feel like they need somebody else to make them happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna jump from this, like, oh, okay, like, and then that becomes a situationship, you know? They jump in from one person to the next person, the next
or
person.
Or they channel
Exactly.
Like, where they become secure.
Yes,
like,
they're constantly seeking somebody to shower them with love and everything, but you're never ever gonna find that until you find that with yourself.
That's everything. Somebody always trying to seek approval from somebody else.
Exactly.
You don't always need that. You don't need
no, you don't. You don't.
I think that's like a lot of men, like dudes that be like talking like multiple females like that, like just
that's
they just want to. It's just like they need that constant.
They need like
it's
okay. Like, we know you're the alpha. Like, we understand. Like, we understand that, you know, you have to have. But at the end of the day, like, you're not only gonna end up hurting all these girls, but you're gonna end up hurting yourself. Like, you're gonna be the one who's gonna feel empty, like, all alone, because you're gonna end up with nobody, and the only person you're gonna have left to blame is your sad little broken heart, like, you know. But, you know, people but people bring it on themselves always.
So how you feel about?
Go ahead.
How
you feel about having a best friend of opposite sex in a relationship?
Okay. Okay. So let's say, like, I have a guy best friend, but I'm also in a relationship. Okay, because that's me right now. I have a lot of best friends, but I have one specific guy friend who's just always been there, right? And I think the biggest thing that me and my man have always been 100 with is that at the very beginning, when we decided to make promises to each other, is that we are always gonna have trust. And if there's like another guy, another girl, like it's like I'm doing this podcast.